Hey everyone, welcome back to Low Spec Laptop Gamer, where we throw games at my low-end laptop like grenades and see what sticks to the wall. Today, we're diving into Digimon Story Time Stranger. Yes, the one where you raise Digimon, save the world, or two worlds really, and punch digital monsters with nostalgia-injected enthusiasm. All on a laptop with an Intel i3 processor and no dedicated graphics card. Strap in. So, full disclosure, I recorded this footage just before falling sick, took nearly a month to recover, and finally got a chance to post it. But here we are, ready to dig in. Digimon time. In this RPG, you're cast into a mystery that spans the human world and the digital world, collecting a wide variety of Digimon to save things from collapsing. The story has cutscenes plus classic gameplay segments, and I wanted to see how well does this run on a low-end PC. Because you saw the settings and display options in the first 15-20 seconds of the video, I won't rehash the "let's check settings" spiel. Instead, on my i3 laptop, no GPU, here's what I observed. In less graphically heavy scenes, just running around, exploring, maybe dialogue or walking from point A to B, the game generally held up around 40+ FPS. Smooth enough to keep things flowing and let you enjoy the Digimon Fest without constant distraction. When things got heavier, big cutscenes, lots of Digimon on screen, flashy animations, maybe a mount or environmental effects, the FPS dropped to roughly 20-25 FPS. Yeah, quite a dip. Did it ruin the game? Not totally. It got choppy, for sure, and stutter moments popped up, but the game remained playable. For an i3 laptop with integrated graphics, that's decent. If you really demand 60 FPS fixed, this setup won't give you that. But for the experience, it's passable if you love Digimon, and apparently I do. Loading times were acceptable. Nothing jaw-dropping crazy, though I wouldn't call them ultra-fast either. Expect a bit of waiting when moving between worlds or major hubs. Graphically, the game looks good in terms of character models and environments. Some reviewers praised how the digital world felt alive. But why though? But the fact remains, on low-end hardware, quality had to be dialed down and you'll feel the cost in smoothness. So, bottom line on performance. If you're playing on low spec, expect decent gameplay with occasional stutters and FPS drops. Still enjoyable, not ideal. Let's talk about the gameplay, the heart of this digital adventure. At its core, Digimon Story Time Stranger sticks to the tried-and-true formula of classic turn-based combat, but it does it with style. It's easy to learn, intuitive, and gives you just enough tactical depth to feel smart when you win. The turn order system, buffs and debuffs, and your Digimon lineup can make or break a battle, especially later in the story, where enemies start hitting harder and strategies matter. You can't just spam attacks and hope for the best, you actually have to think, which is refreshing. The quick battle option is a small but meaningful quality-of-life feature. It lets you fast-forward through weaker encounters so you don't waste your time swatting digital mosquitoes while waiting for the next boss fight. On a low-end PC, this also helps because those quick animations mean smoother gameplay and fewer chances for frame drops. The personality system, on the other hand, is where things get a little fuzzy. Each Digimon has certain traits that affect how they grow, evolve, and interact. It's a deep mechanic, but the game doesn't explain it very clearly. If you're trying to build a perfect team or unlock specific DNA Digi-evolutions, you'll probably spend some time scratching your head or staring at the Digifarm wondering why your favorite partner suddenly refuses to evolve into that ultimate form you had in mind. It's a fun puzzle once you get it, but it can feel unnecessarily complicated at first. Now, story-wise, this is where Time Stranger starts to shine. The main campaign runs for quite a while, roughly around 50 to 60 hours if you do side quests and exploration. It starts slow, taking its time to set up the world and characters, but once the mystery kicks in, it becomes surprisingly gripping. There are a few emotional beats that hit harder than expected, exploring darker themes like loss, identity, and the blurry line between the digital and human worlds. And yes, a few plot twists land nicely. Not all of them are shockers, but they keep you invested. The Digivolution system is easily the most addictive part. With over 400 Digimon to collect and evolve, the sense of discovery never really fades. You can take your small rookie and turn it into something completely unexpected through branching evolution paths. It gives a lot of freedom to experiment, and that's where the game really hooks you. Even on low-end hardware, the satisfaction of watching your Digimon evolve mid-battle with flashy animations is worth the frame drops. Now, not everything is perfect. The early game pacing is a bit of a slog. The first 20 to 25 hours feel more like a warm-up lap, with too many filler missions and repetitive enemy types. The environments, while colorful, can look a bit samey, especially on lower settings. You'll notice similar layouts and textures across zones, understandable for performance reasons, but it can make exploration feel less exciting. Still, when the story picks up in the second half, it rewards your patience with better mission variety and genuinely engaging boss fights. Speaking of battles, let's be honest, the regular mob fights are pretty easy. You'll often breeze through them without much effort, especially once your team levels up. But the boss battles, those are where the game flexes its muscles. The difficulty spikes in a good way, demanding actual strategy, using type advantages, timing buffs, and even making hard choices about which Digimon to bring into battle. Late-game bosses in particular can be intense, and they're the moments where the combat system feels most satisfying. The battle animations deserve a special mention too. Each Digimon has its own signature move animation. Some even have more than one, and it's clear the developers put real love into making them unique. Watching a Digimon unleash its special move and then happily emote when healed adds a charming personality layer. It's small details like these that make the game feel alive and handcrafted even on lower settings. However, the design sometimes stumbles into predictability. Many of the side quests are go there, beat that, collect this types, functional but uninspired. You can tell the developers were trying to maintain that nostalgic RPG feel, but it borders on repetitive. The level design also feels a bit linear, with short zones and frequent loading screens between areas. On a powerful PC, that's barely noticeable, but on a low-end laptop, the loading screens can become just long enough to make you sigh. And while this review mainly focuses on gameplay and performance, it's worth acknowledging that the pricing and DLC structure around this game has stirred mixed feelings among players. For a title that doesn't quite reach AAA quality, the premium editions feel a bit too premium. Thankfully, you don't need any paid content to enjoy the full story or gameplay mechanics, but it's something to be aware of if you're thinking of investing long-term. In the end, the gameplay is a blend of classic comfort and mild frustration. The combat, Digivolution, and story moments deliver that unmistakable Digimon magic, nostalgic yet modern enough to keep you engaged. The weaker parts, like the repetitive early grind and occasionally shallow side content, don't ruin the experience, but they do slow it down. If you're a fan of turn-based RPGs or grew up watching the digital world on TV, this is a ride you'll probably enjoy, even on a low-end machine. It's a game that doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it keeps the wheel turning smoothly enough to remind you why you fell in love with Digimon in the first place. Putting it all together, if you've got a low-end PC, i3, no graphics card, and you're a fan of Digimon or turn-based monster collecting RPGs, Digimon Story Time Stranger is absolutely worth your time. Yes, you'll face FPS drops and the experience won't be silky smooth 60 FPS throughout, but the fun, the collection loop, the Digivolution freedom, and the story more than carry the game. If you were expecting cutting-edge performance on ultra-high settings, well, you won't get that here. But that doesn't make the game bad, it makes it realistic for the hardware. From a mentor's perspective, it's a solid gaming investment for low-spec setups where you accept some compromises. And because the game seems to be well-receiving reviews, many calling it among the better Digimon games, the fact that it's playable on modest hardware is a nice bonus. Thanks for watching or listening. I hope this review helped you decide whether to fire up Digimon Story Time Stranger on your low-end laptop. If you enjoyed this review, hit like, subscribe to Low Spec Laptop Gamer, drop a comment if you want me to test another game on low-end specs, your suggestions welcome, and don't forget to ring the bell so YouTube stops hiding me in the algorithm cellar. Until next time, keep gaming, keep testing, and remember, the monster might be digital, but fun doesn't know your GPU. Catch you in the next one!